in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to episode 24 of the Revolutionary Storm podcast with myself, Project Storm, and the brother on the other end of the microphone. That's the Stadia Revolution, aka the notorious REV.
What's good, everybody?
Hey man, happy Halloween to everybody, who goes out there and gets your costume party on and all that stuff, trick-or-treating and everything that you do, watching the scary flick, playing the scary game and all that stuff, man. Today's show is going to be kind of scary, but it might be in a good way. Now, I will say this right here. First of all, Red,
let's go.
How are you doing? Let's get into that first. How are you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm doing good. Had some, had a good day yesterday. Got a couple games in. Then the lady friend came by. I made shrimp fried rice, so we ate that and watched Army of Thieves. She liked it. It was pretty good. So, we just had a really good day. She's at work now, and she's probably listening to this because she always listens to the beginning. She says, and it's all good. But me, I'm doing good. I'm all right. I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. I felt like crap early yesterday, so I'm glad to be feeling better. I got a busy day today. so happy Halloween, everybody that's watching. Let's get some candy and chill, watch a movie or something.
Heard that, man. So as I just tweeted out that we're live real quick.
Yes, sir.
I want to warn the people right now, man. There's a lot to talk about. There's going to be so much to cover. Like, we may not even have time to really sit back and breathe, y'all, because apparently a lot transpired in the month of October when it comes to Stadia.
A whole lot.
A whole hell of a lot. So we're going to be covering pretty much all of it, so that we can think of, you know what I mean? But we're going to start, Rev, with the community blog post, as we always do, right? And then we're going to get into some other things, man, like things like just like free trials and Riders Republic and Ghost Recon Breakpoint and all that stuff. Doom Eternal update, man. We got Samsung entering the cloud space and more. Like, y'all know how we do things, right? Before the end of the show, things really get heated. That's just been a trend. So I think we're going to keep that alive today. Things get really interesting. The thought-provoking piece comes to play toward the end of the show. So just letting you all know, do hang around if you want to catch up with the latest and greatest happenings around Google Stadia and the announcements that took place, because there were a lot. But right now, we want to welcome everybody again to episode 24. And if you could be so kind, do share this out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Stadia Revolution on YouTube, y'all. Follow us on Twitter at the Nephophiliac and as Founder 2019. That's Rev. Y'all, we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. But first, let's do it like this right here, right? We're going to go Caring from the Cloud Super Stadia Extravaganza. It officially ended today, or it officially ends today. And boy, am I happy to talk about this event, Rev, because there was so many great content creators, so many great people in the community that stopped by and outside of the community, man. There were so many caring individuals that donated. And, I'm going to pull that up on the screen, man. But it's what's your thoughts overall? I know how you feel about it because we talked about it. But knowing that they've raised now over, I don't even want to say the amount right now. I'm just going to pull it up in a minute. But what's your thoughts on Caring from the Clouds or any Stadia-related community events?
I think, look, I love Stadia community events, even though sometimes I'm not like the most active in them. But I like the fact that they exist. Because it shows that this community is awesome in so many different ways, and it's got so many great people that give a crap about others.
Right?
Like, there's been this Caring for the Cloud thing that's been going on since every weekend in October has just show why the Stadia community is so awesome. And I'm gonna say this: I've seen and heard of people, trying to take a crap on this, and you can't crap on what what people have done and the charities that they've donated to and the money that they've raised and all of that stuff. I mean, they just raised awareness for a lot of different causes, a lot of different issues that people are dealing with every day. And I think that that's just the most beautiful thing ever, and I hope we do something else. And I want to participate another time. Now, I could have participated, because
Yeah.
the departure of CGD, but at that time I was unable to. I was unable
Right.
to take that slot. So,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. But I guess they felt it. I'm sure they was able to fill it, and that's awesome. So this just shows you how great this community is. Hashtag Stadium 100, because that's what that's all
Oh
about.
yeah, that's what I was
That's one of
highlighting
the
it.
things. That's one of those things that when people try. This is one of those toxic things that we engage in, and this just shows our high level of toxicity by raising. How much did they raise? How much
I'll
was
tell
it?
you right now, I want to read it out. Shout out to John Scar, the John Scar, y'all. Y'all see him right
Mhm,
here. You can find him at Four Scars Gaming on Twitter. There's his credentials and everything, the rap sheet right there. So do check
mhm.
him out. There's that follower count, Rev. We need to step our game up, man. Maybe somebody will come by today and drop at least one more follow or one more subscription or whatever, right?
Yeah,
But
let's
look,
do it.
man, I want to say John Scar has been doing this stuff for a long time, man. He's one of those people that the community needs. I'm not even going to, it's clear to see. But he
Mhm,
says, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone in and outside of the Stadia community, hashtag Stadia community, right? Who
mhm.
participated in hashtag Caring from the Clouds, y'all. Do
Let's
check that
go.
out when you get a chance. You'll find so many events and just the updates, the scheduling, all that stuff, man. How the event unfolded each week for the month of October. It was just dope.
Mhm,
I don't have another word to describe it, man. So he said,
mhm.
it's truly amazing to see what we can accomplish, Rev. And I want y'all to pay attention to this when we all come together.
Mhm.
Damn, that's powerful, man. So then you got hashtag Stadium 100 right there. Stadium 100, real quick to let people know, because some people are confused about it. You know what I mean? I just got hit up by a good individual just trying to get some clarification on it. So, from what I understand, y'all, Stadium 100 was created it was basically as a way to get everybody involved in the community and to put out specific content, because there's some negative content out there. There's a negative stigma surrounding Stadia, as we all know, right?
Mhm.
Regardless of how me and Red feels or whatever, there's a stigma surrounding Stadia or whatever. So basically, Stadia 100 was created not to cause division like some people think, but to just say, hey, if you want to take part of this, this is a positive thing that Stadia 100 is about. So if you are a new content creator or an OG, you could take part.
Those.
And if someone happens to come across Twitter, for example, and they click on this hashtag, they're going to see so much content that you could have dropped, that I could have dropped, and everybody else that was involved in the community. So overall, in a nutshell, that's what it was really about. But what's your thoughts, Ray? So he says together we raised 5,563 USD,
My
and then you
God.
got the euros and all the other currency that I'm not even sure about. Rev, do you understand what are these right here? Euro, which one is euro, man? Because I'm confused.
Okay. So the first one is a euro.
All right,
4,815 euros. Then the second one is British pounds,
British
and then
pounds.
the last one is Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars, y'all. There you go. See, that's why it's good to have Rev on here, because I know I'm not the only one. Some people don't know either. They're like, I don't know how much that is, man. I don't know how many yen that translates to and all this other stuff. But there it is, y'all. That's what it's about. $5,563. But Rev, go ahead and continue, man.
You know, also that Stadium 100 hashtag was created to curate content that is just Stadia related, because some content mentions other platforms, and they go into depth about that. But if people are looking for just things that are Stadia related, and
Right.
that's it, that's what the tag was about. Some people had an issue with that because, you know in my opinion, this is just my little opinion,
Mm-hmm.
take it for what you will, but some people had a problem with that because they didn't come up with it. And,
Ooh.
since they didn't come up with it, it's a problem. And the people that did come up with it, they always want to paint them in a certain light, which isn't fair. So now, had those people came up with it, then there wouldn't have been a problem.
Right.
to me, and this is just my opinion. This is not speaking for anybody. This is just my opinion about this stuff because I just watched how things unfolded, and you know, people had their opinions and they want to say, you know, people just trying to create an echo chamber and stuff like that. Is like, no, that wasn't the point. It was, again, the point of it, the core of it was that, you know, people were looking for 100% Stadia content, which is what Stadia 100 means. Then you can use this hashtag in your videos or your posts or whatever,
Right.
and you'll be able to find other content that's just talking about Stadia. Now, if you want general cloud gaming content, there's all kind of things you can use to do that. But Stadia 100 at its core was just about that, and people made it into something that it wasn't, and got mad about it, and tried to demonize the people that came up with it. And the only thing that I could think of is that, for the reason behind all of that, is that they didn't do it themselves. So, you know, I just always thought that the negativity surrounding that was just stupid. And I'll say that, and you know, I don't care if anybody have a problem with it. That's my opinion of it. You know, now people using it now to try to say that the Stadia 100, they try to make it a Stadia 100 community, which there is no such thing really. You know, and try to say that it's toxic. Why? Because we just choose to talk about Stadia stuff, and you know, we just share the news and enjoy the platform. You know, we critical of it at times when we need to be, and say things that we need to say or whatever. But at the same time, we still support the platform, and you know, we're not the people that decide to go do other things, which was their right to do. But you know, you ain't got to demonize the people that stuck around and still you know, on board with it. But that's what's happening. And so people that's wondering what's going on, that's it.
There it is. And I appreciate that, Rev, because there is some, in my opinion, some validity to that. Because honestly, Team Stadia, y'all, is another hashtag. And it's not about starting a war. That's just dumb. You know what I mean? Let's just get out of the dumb box for a minute. So because
everybody's still Team Stadia if you come
down. And everybody's Team Stadia overall. You know what I mean? That's the official hashtag, if you ask me. You know what I mean? But that's what it was all about, y'all. That's what it was all about. Because at the time, a lot of people, you know, there were some people that were not sure. You know, I had my uncertainties at time, but there were some people that was just like, nope, not for me. I'm going to Luna, I'm going to GeForce Now and all that stuff. And it's not to be dramatic. This is what really unfolded, y'all. There's proof out there. That's why social media can be a great thing. You know what I mean? To track that kind of stuff. But here's the deal. We're going to move into this right here. But we want to welcome everybody that's joining in so far, man. We got real quick, we got Ray, the gaming cyborg. Y'all know him by now. You know what I'm saying? Rev, is there anything you want to share? Will you be linking up or something with Ray and the boys?
Yeah, I'll be on the Retro Rewind later on today, 2 p.m. Central Time with Ray and a few and Stadia Pro Gaming. So this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be cool. We set this up like months ago. So, you know, I agreed to appear on this like months ago. So it's gonna be fun.
I heard that. So let me catch up with this conversation. You know how I like to do it, y'all, before we get into this long, deep well of Stadia events.
Keep it right there.
All right.
Keep it right there. Vic, I blocked you because you don't never listen to nobody. And you keep saying the same things over and over again when everybody gives you points that counteract the things that you say. You just go to everybody's different chats and stuff just to keep saying the same thing. No matter how many times people show you something else. And I got tired of it, and I stopped. I filtered you out of my feed because I don't want to see it. That's why I blocked you. And I don't talk to you, and I don't talk about you. So
now I'll say this: Revolutionary Storm, man. We have real deal conversations. Vic knows that. Y'all know that. This is where we go, man. We don't shy away from anything. We talk about the tough part. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to talk about this later right here from my homie, my brother, Main Ether. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it. I don't run away from it. We got Stadia Pro Gaming in the house, y'all. I can tell you that. We got Jinx in the building. Vic says he was right. You know, it is what it is. It's grown man, grown woman conversation.
I don't know what he was right about
in these places, man. It's not about. Yeah, it's not about negativity. Hey, it's one man's perspective. But go ahead, Rev. Halloween, y'all. It's getting scary already. Let's go.
Chariot was in the
Chariot.
building. What's good, yo?
Cherry Man Gaming. I got a confession, man. I got a confession. Now, I haven't stopped by to show my brother no love in like probably a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? I haven't really stopped by Chariot. But I tell you one thing. I always keep the spirit of CMG, Chariot Man Gaming, alive, y'all, because I talk about the Bering Sea so damn much that people probably think I'm biting on Chariot Man, but he don't care because that's my bro. Chariot's been around. We're in DMs together and all kinds of stuff, man. That's my brother right there. Do support each and every content creator that y'all recognize. If you don't recognize them, if you happen to be making Stadia content, let us know. We can help you, get out there. Welcome to the community. If you're a lurker and you just feel like, hey, I just got on the ship on the USS Stadia, but I don't really know anybody, and I'm hearing all these things that the Stadia community can be toxic, so I'm scared. You don't have to be afraid. Say something in here. We'll highlight you, get you going in the right direction, right? Jinx is in the building, man. We got Elk New up in the house.
Yeah, all right? What's good?
Henry V, I think I highlighted. I don't know if I called you out, but we got Squid up in here, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Damn, what is wrong? I'm ready to eat some turkey. Listen, man, I'm ready for that Thanksgiving meal is what I'm trying to say. Some mac and cheese, some cabbage, some fried chicken, some everything else that I love to eat on Thanksgiving. That's what I'm thinking about. But happy Halloween first. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, Rev, we're going to move over to this blog, y'all.
Yeah.
And hold on to your horses because it's going to be
let's get into that.
All right.
Because I ain't for no drama today. I swear to God, I'm not.
It's not even about the drama. It's not even about the drama, man. We're going to have a good time. Here we go. Now, the cadence of the Stadia community blog has changed. And we're going to talk about that as I pull up the actual blog for the month, the blog post or whatever, for each week of the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
What I found and what Red found was that this was one of the deepest months that we can remember on record when it comes to Stadia updates and Stadia news and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a
lot of stuff happened this month.
Oh, yeah. So, with that being said, Red, I'm going to share my thoughts on the cadence part first, and then if you could join in, then I'll pull up the visual. But the cadence change, and I remember when it was announced, I thought it was going to be like a whole lot of flack associated with it. You know what I mean? A lot of speculation because you know how things could go if people don't get what they want. You know what I mean? But I didn't really see too much of that. And just from thinking about it, right, I thought it was a good idea from the beginning. But if you think about it right now, all those slow weeks that Stadia has had where people have been vocal about it, like, wait a minute, no game announcement, no AAA announcement, none of this, right? I think it's a smart move. And it must be tiresome trying to get these things together, trying to communicate with publishers and developers to make sure things are accurate and all that stuff, right? So I do think that bi-weekly format is going to be beneficial in the long run, man, because now you could just look at how much stuff we just got and we'll focus on that, but it's just jam-packed with news that people want to hear, So what are your thoughts on it real quick while I pull it up?
It's my thoughts on it was kind of mixed in the beginning, and I just wait to see what they were gonna do post that announcement. And what the deal was then they announced more games. They said that they were still gonna drop the game announcements. It seemed like they just weren't gonna always wait for the This Week on Stadia blog post to do it. So from there they made a couple posts and they showed some things that we're going to get into after that. But I'm all right with it. I think when they said that they were going to do more community interaction beyond that, on the weeks that they don't have a post, I'm waiting to see what that's going to be.
Yeah, I tell you what, starting from the first week, we had this right here, y'all. We had This Week on Stadia, Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Rogue, the Falconeer Warrior Edition, and more, right? Let me just click on that real quick. And we're not going to read all of these. We're just going to do like a monthly recap, and then we'll give our overall thoughts on the month of October, right? But one thing I noticed is that eye traffic right there, man. I like to see that right there. You know what I mean? I like to see those likes and everything because, this is the go-to place for your latest breaking news, in my opinion, when it comes to Google Stadia. So if you look right there, you see all these things. Again, we're not going to go through each and every one, but these are games that a lot of people enjoy, millions of people. You know what I mean? So that being said, Red, then we're going to go up to this one right here. Did you have anything you wanted to say about this week?
That was the one where AC AC Valhalla got the 60 frames per second update.
Oh, major.
Yeah.
Major. I was on that yesterday. Shout out to Ubisoft for sending that update out because it definitely helps. You know, I had some weird, quirky issues. It seems like the game was animating too fast at times, but other than that, man, it was beautiful. It was like, and it's just like this weird GPU type thing. You know how like you have like artifacts on your screen. You ever had a GPU or something overheat, or a Nintendo cartridge or something give like these weird lines and
Yeah,
artifacts?
I've seen that.
Yeah, I saw stuff like that, but hey, it wasn't anything to take me out of the gameplay. The gameplay was phenomenal. I could say that much. So it's funny that you mentioned that one. So then we move up to the week of 10/12. All right. And we had Destiny 2, Ben 10 Power Trip, and free play days. Now, which free play days are we talking about? Borderlands 3 right here.
Yep.
Okay. Destiny 2 Festival of the Lost was there, y'all.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. What's your thoughts on this week?
Well, just adding more stuff to Destiny 2 because a lot of people still play that, and that's cool. The free play weekend was across all platforms for Borderlands 3, so that was good. There was just so much stuff. We had like insane sales going on. You know, we have a sale going on right now for Tomb Raider. It's like up to 85% off everything. You can get like all the Tomb Raider Lara Croft games for like what under $5, you know, per game. One of them is all the way down to like $2 and something. So it's like it's crazy. It's crazy all the stuff that's happened, you know. But that Festival of the Lost event and everything, that was cool. Adding what was that? Was that couldn't think you scrolling past it.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you got direct touch control came out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The direct touch
control.
Then you got
the party, the Stadia party.
Yeah, the parties, the you know the public parties and stuff that you can create and everything. I mean, we didn't even talk about this beforehand. It was like so many different things that happened this month. You know that while people are focusing on stuff happening elsewhere, Stadia was just steadily dropping things. Almost every other day something was coming out in some way or another, and so I don't think people really appreciate the amount of things that came out this month. Like when y'all see the save point for October, I think y'all gonna be like really, really surprised by how much stuff really happened this month. It wasn't a slow month at all.
Yeah, man. And then you got this right here, the week of 10/21, y'all. Next up on Stadia, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Mad Streets brings the brawls to you. And we've covered all of these, of course, Rev and I, as well as others out here making Stadia content and all that. But here was this week of 10/21 right here. Let's see if there's anything we're missing in that's thrown down there.
Look at that. Look
you know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's beautiful.
Now, Kakarot is one of those games that looks amazing. I don't know whose content I saw, but somebody actually dropped gameplay footage of it. And I was like, wow, that ish looks clean. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, that looks clean. But so that right there, do check that game out.
Yeah, Mad Streets looks fun too.
Yeah, I remember you highlighting that one.
We can now I've covered these games and stuff on my videos and whatever, and you could definitely get in there and brawl with some friends and stuff like that. Just if y'all got some issues, y'all can hash it out right there in the game. You know what I'm saying? Mano y mano, or I think a fun pick up and play game like that is always needed. I think Stadia should these developers should be bringing more of those type of games to the platform alongside everything else that they're bringing, Right. And so I'm hoping that this is the beginning of a trend to keep games like that coming to the platform, especially with the other games too that we're going to talk about.
Speaking of the games, they said right here, we're well on our way to hitting more than 100 games arriving on Stadia this year. On the Stadia store, you'll find 200 plus titles now, including these right here: Far Cry 6, Life is Strange, True Colors, Madden 22, Ark Survival, right? Hello Engineering, Young Souls, right? So we had that. Then moving right along, because we do have a jam-packed show for y'all.
Yeah.
The week of 10/26, Rev, this is a big one right here that we might have to spend a little bit of time on because
just a little bit, yeah.
Oh man, let's click it. All right. So as you can see right here in the title, 20 plus games now powered by Stadia platform features that change the way you play. Now, what the heck is Stadia talking about right here, Rev? If you don't mind, sir.
Yeah. This is the thing I've been talking about. Maybe not like in videos stuff like that, but I've made a video. I know I talked about a video. I know I talked in the video like last year around March or something that Stadia needed to have somebody that could just sell the platform to the public. And part of that is basically selling the platform as far as like what makes Stadia unique, because it's not going to be the games. It's going to be the experience of playing on Stadia. And it's going to be the Stadia exclusive features that you're not going to be able to do on any other platform for the most part. I know some other platforms have versions of, like, streaming services have versions of some things, but like you're getting all of these different things in one place, like State Share, Stream Connect, Crowd Play, Crowd Choice, and all kind of other different things that you can use, and highlighting these 20 plus games with more coming that's going to be added to this list, where you get a Stadia exclusive feature in the game, like say Outriders using Stream Connect, which isn't being used in any other place. Hitman and what was that? Doom Eternal getting State Share.
Yeah.
Where you post the highest score, and even what is that game? What is that game right there? The Raiders, something.
Man, Pixel Junk Raiders.
Pixel Junk Raiders using State Share to see if you can beat the person's score or whatever. There's Crowd Choice and Elder Scrolls and Dead by Daylight. I don't even know what Samurai Showdown has. I didn't even know that they had.
I know.
I gotta check that out because I love.
I'm gonna skim through them, but go ahead, share your thoughts, and I'm gonna skim through because we need people to know this is a big thing, and it's bigger than some people might be thinking, But go ahead, Red.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's what you gotta do. Highlight what makes Stadia unique, man. It ain't gonna be just having the same games as other platforms, but you gotta be able to like play different ways through that. Like, if you're a content creator, a streamer, or something like that, you have crowd choice and crowd play that you can use to interact with your audience and whatnot. Through YouTube and stuff. That's a unique experience that you're not getting anywhere else, right? So it's like that's what they should focus on a lot more than just saying, hey, we're bringing this game, we're bringing that game, we're bringing that game. That's important too, but the platform, you gotta sell the platform. Because go ahead.
No, elaborate, because you just hit it. That's why I said, oh man.
Like, Stadia is a unique experience. It's a cloud gaming platform that allows you to play like you're playing almost on native hardware.
Yes, sir.
When it's at its peak, right? And then on top of that, you're adding ways to play Far Cry 6. You can co-op and coordinate with your partner using Stream Connect, or like on the Crew 2 or the Division 2, you can coordinate using Stream Connect, with your crew. It's just unique features like that just really help solidify why the platform is a unique experience that people should take the time out to at least give it a shot. And there's ways that they could do that too, and it don't even cost them anything. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Go ahead, Storm.
My brother. That's what's up, Rev. I do like to take you, Gabe. Now, I'll say this right here. Sometimes y'all know me, right? I keep it all the way real, just like Rev does. That's the only way we know how to do it. I sometimes give Stadia a 10, depending on my mood, depending on what the announcements are. Sometimes I give it a 6. Sometimes I give it an 8 or 9 or whatever, right? It depends. But yesterday, when we're talking about these exclusive features right here, now, I know we've already had the conversation about the exclusive games. We shouldn't have to talk about that, but we will, Rev. I told you we'll be talking about this until like 2035. I told you. So we're not going to worry about that today. We're going to talk about these exclusive features because Rev and I have covered this as well. We've talked about it a long time ago in the early episodes of the Revolutionary Storm and via phone calls into SML podcast or SSC podcast. We've been talking about these things for a long time. So what separates Stadia from the pack? Well, you're looking at it on your screen right now. This is just one thing that they have. So if nobody else can do this the way that Stadia does, and Stadia keeps bringing more games and implementing these features, that's going to be good for Stadia and Stadians, right? But I want to read this right here because MM2K and myself, We hopped out there and we took advantage of this right here. Boom. Stream Connect in Division 2. That's funny.
Yeah.
Because the picture came up, and this is my first time clicking on this. But look, yesterday we did a stream. MM2K did his charity stream for as part of the Carrying from the Clouds Super Stadia Extravaganza, right?
Yep.
And don't you know, I had the most fun I've had in a long time. And Rev, it was because of Stream Connect, man. And I'm not sitting up here. Y'all know me. I don't sell Stadia. I don't sell anything else. I just tell you what I see on my screen while I'm streaming. But most of the time, you all are watching anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. But yesterday, for everybody that was in the house, y'all can't tell me that wasn't dope as hell, man. To see me and MM out there getting it in on like one of the harder difficulties, during a charity event, out there playing at a high level, no hiccups, no issues, nothing, just smooth gameplay, man. So as we talk about the technology part of the show later on, we'll get into that because I know some of you are waiting for it. Listen, this right here cannot be found anywhere else that I could think of. I can't think of a better place. And I knew exactly what MM2K was doing the whole time. And I'm like, yo, what is my bro doing? Let me see if he's out here looking like a bum. Let me see if he's out here holding his weight because I keep dying. But it wasn't MM2K's fault. It was my own fault. But every time it was comforting to know that my bro was over there shooting missiles and everything, or putting down turrets and everything so we could take out enemies and all that stuff. And to know that he was on his way to come and rescue me, so I don't have to call that out like, yo, come get me, dog. Come pick me up. Like we have done so many decades ago, right?
Right.
This right here is that breaking, that cutting edge stuff that we're talking about when it comes to these features. So if Stadia could just hammer down on this feature set that's vast, and we're only talking about Stream Connect right now. Y'all get what I'm saying? You understand the magnitude of what I'm saying?
And that's just that one feature.
Major, bro. Major. So I just wanted to
highlight. You know what's even crazier though? It's
what's
like
that?
Remember back in the day when we would go to our friend's house and play games on their consoles or whatever. We'd bring our cartridge over or they'll bring theirs over to our house and we play. And they say, man, you know, I got past this, I beat this score, I got this score, blah, blah, blah. And they had really no way to prove that, right? You know, but State Share, you know, like say with a game like Doom Eternal, Bethesda, they posted the score like 6950 and they challenged the Stadia community to beat that. Right?
Wow.
So, you know, and we'll get into that. But you know, that's just showing like it's a way to prove that, hey, I did this. Now, like saying Hitman, you know, if you're using State Share in Hitman, right? You went and killed this target using this way, and you can challenge people to either beat that or do it in the same way but faster. You know, I mean, it's just interaction like that. You can just use all of these features for so many different ways, so many different things in so many different ways. And I think, like I said, I just think that that's a good strategy to highlight that. And I'm glad to see that that's going to be, at least with this post, seems like that's a focus, and that could be a focus going forward, which I hope it is.
I heard that. Let's back it up for the people that may not know, man. We got to remember that we have new stadiums out here, y'all. So State Share, what is it? State Share right here, basically, y'all. It says when you play a game that supports State Share, playable segments of the game called game states are attached to video clips and screenshots you capture in specific parts of the game. You can replay your own game states or share them with others to let them jump into specific sections of the game under unique conditions. Like Rev just highlighted Pixel Junk Raiders. Man, we don't have enough time to put this out there for y'all in words, man. We don't have enough time in the show. It's just not enough. Like to talk about the community members that's already been experimenting with this stuff. It's just crazy, including like so many that you all watch every day. You know what I mean? They've been out there using these features. I have not used State Share yet. I have not done it. I have not. I think the Hitman, when we did the whatever event that was when we were using Hitman, what the hell event was that, Rev? You remember? Man, I can't. But look, there's so many things that's going on. I can't keep track of all of it. But Clive Illenden, John Scar, and all of them, man. What the hell? Ninja Guy, what was that event, y'all? What? I can't even think of the name. But anyway, these features are getting used all the time, is what I'm saying. Now, crowd play, crowd choice. I'm just going to put it on the screen real quick. All right. Crowd play. YouTube viewers get the chance to jump into a live stream. They're watching and play alongside YouTube creators. That's dope. is already being implemented and stuff like that, y'all. It's cool to see using a link or whatever. You could just jump in, man. So we've been talking about this for months and months, so I don't really think that we should cover it again today, Red. But do check these features out, man. Then you got
check this out.
crowd choice.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Storm.
No, you got it. You got it.
How long has Stream Connect been around, dude?
I know Ubisoft brought that thing with Division 2 and all that.
Nope.
Oh, it's been on before that?
Uh-huh. It's been around since December 2019.
Oh, man.
That's how long that feature's been there. And I brought that up for a reason. Because I was looking at gamesindustry.biz, right? And they, when the 20 games announced that they use Stadia exclusive features came out, they said that Stadia's rolled out new features, blah blah blah, or something to that effect. And the community came in and said, "Hey, no, these things have been around for a while." Like the last one that they dropped was State Share, which was earlier this year with Hitman, with the actual real State Share,
right.
that they talked about, because it was Crata that used a beta version of State Share. Like last year, it was like, well, what was that, July or sometime? But the real full State Share came out with Hitman 3, right? And since then they've been implementing it with different games. But Stream Connect's been around since December 2019. In the summer they introduced crowd play last year, and they also introduced was that June last year they introduced crowd choice with what was that, with the Elder Scrolls, and or was that Baldur's Gate, and that was like what, August or something. So like these things have been around for a while. It's like you see these gaming publications not even getting that part right. So it's like, how little attention have you paid to what's been happening? Because these things didn't come without an announcement. They came with announcements like, this game is going to be utilizing this game is, and for a while it was just a few games, but now we're talking a year later, and nearly a year later for a lot of them, almost 2 now, where you have more than 20 games and more games coming that's going to be utilizing this. So it's like, we need the gaming media to just stop with the ignoring Stadia and give people the information, because it ain't our job to do that. You guys are reporting on the industry. That's your job. So get that together. We just two guys sitting in our cribs talking about Stadia on a Sunday. We're not full journalists like that. We didn't go to journalism school. We didn't go to any of that stuff. We didn't, we're just people just make videos and create content, and that's it. That's not our job. We just choose to do it because we like it, but you get paid to do that. And you're not even keeping up with your due diligence. That's the thing that really kills me, man. So it's like, I'm not bashing on gamesindustry.biz or whatever. I'm just saying that it was just kind of crazy how that headline was like, wait a minute, some of these things been here for a while. Where you been? Right? Like, where you been? We've been enjoying that, because what was that? We had Ghost Recon, the Crew 2, the Division 2, Outriders even. I mean, Far Cry. I mean, come on, all those use Stream Connect. Some of those games been out for a minute. Come on, man, keep up. That's all I'm saying.
And Red, man. So what we're gonna do, y'all saw I gave y'all eyes a break off that screen, but we're gonna get back on that screen because there's more to cover in that blog post, man. So now, though, I do want to highlight this from Jinx, man, because he says Google is behind the scenes making moves. Now, this we have to understand. And we have proof of that coming up later in the show. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just that I know everybody right now. I know we're talking. I'm hyped for GeForce Now. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped for all that because it's cloud gaming. I'm hyped because of the technology and all that stuff. But
doesn't move the needle for me. But
let's not forget about Stadia, because Stadia can make these moves as well. And but we're going to save that. We're going to save some of that. All right. Now let me catch up with you all real quick. Because I don't want to get too far behind, man, because there's again a lot to discuss. Let's see here. Kid-friendly games. We might as well touch on that as well, man. You see games like PJ Masks looking good, by the way, on Stadia. For kid games, it's looking real good. So I saw John Scar playing that game, and I was like, yo, details are there. It's clean for a kid's game, man. And a cartoon that I know about because I have a son. You know, I watched it with him and everything. So just catching up. But Rev, is there anything you want to highlight out here in the chat real quick before we go back to the news and everything?
Wow. Wait. So wait. So see, this is the stuff I've been talking about. It's a you know what? I'm not even gonna acknowledge that crap. Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
There it is. I would like to know which one it was, but you can let me know later.
It was Victor's last comment, which is just I'm not even gonna acknowledge that crap.
All right. Well, there it is. Let's see. Stadia doesn't have the numbers of users to make that. Oh, okay. I just wanted to see this one anyway to make that big of a difference.
He just come in talking crap. So it's like, you know, and this the thing. It doesn't matter how many people are playing it, as long as people are, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean,
I don't see nobody talking about how New World dropped 70% of its users.
Ooh, we were gonna talk about it. Let's just
I don't see nobody criticizing Amazon about that.
Let's get into it now. Let's get into it right now. Right now.
People always want to say what Stadia don't have, but y'all not sitting here seeing Amazon flopping on every game that they got, right? Or canceling games because they you know. Anyway,
I do want to highlight something.
I'm gonna but that wasn't the comment though.
If you were
he said Stadia dropped the ball on messaging. Like, how you know? Like, okay, if they did, go get a job. Go, you know, they're hiring for a whole lot of people. You can go and apply for a job and tell them how to do their messaging. You know, since you know how to do, you know, messaging for $1 trillion company. But anyway,
listen to what Vic says, man. He's echoed this several times. I've been catching him, man. He says he's not going anywhere. So you know. Hey,
yeah, I don't care.
People just here's the thing. Sometimes it's okay to call out certain things. Now, I don't think it's okay to bash a platform or whatever and hound them all the time or troll all the time.
Does this on everybody's chat, telling what Stadia needs to do instead of actually listening to what people are saying. I mean, I ain't the only one that said something about that. But anyway.
Yeah. So there's things like people have legit concerns, like right here, Jinx again. And I just happen to keep stopping on Jinx.
FIFA 22 got fixed.
Okay, so there you go. So there's things that people want to know, like Dirt 5. I mean, we're gonna talk about that when we move on, but we gotta interact with you all too. So that's why I wanted to stop what we were doing to make sure that we highlighted the chat. You know,
okay.
See what you all are saying, because you're saying a lot of stuff.
Trying to troll me basically now. So,
but why? I mean, man, we know Vic. I don't have a problem with me and Vic. Just had a good conversation on my stream yesterday, man. I don't worry about that stuff too heavily, y'all.
Nah, he trying to troll me now, and I don't appreciate that because that's disrespectful. You don't come on somebody's show trying to troll them. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, we're gonna move on. I'm trying to get through this chat because I like to highlight every piece of information, everything that you all say. People need to be able to see in full screen when they go back to watch the show. You know what I mean? So. Kessel Runner joins us and says, Vic, Stadia will upgrade their hardware over time. GeForce Now just made these improvements, and everyone is expecting Stadia to make an immediate response when that's not realistic. We're going to get into that, Kessel Runner, because I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I'm not highlighting that Rev as a hater part, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. Vic,
hater what? I don't understand. That ain't cool. Like, you know, I don't know what I'm hating on, but whatever.
Hey, man, look. At the end of the day, it's all about real conversation. So we're gonna move it right along, y'all. Before my bro loses and really go off the rail. He's being nice right now. So let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna go back to the because this is my type of show, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's fun, it's exciting. But we're gonna go back to this right here. Boom, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
So Serious Sam 4 and Doom Eternal. Like Rev said, are taking advantage of state share. All right. I see somebody in the chat. They were talking Doom Eternal already.
Yep.
But basically, it says experience Doom Eternal's new arcade style horde mode, defeating waves of demons to expand your arsenal, unlock new player skins, and set high scores. Now, Rev, this is going into what you were saying at the bottom, but it says compete with your friends or the Doom community using state share on Stadia to see who reigns supreme in horde mode. Challengers are taken directly to the start of your horde mode round, equipped with the same loadout and weapons in the contest to see if they can beat your high score. Think you have what it takes to beat the team at id Software at their own game? They captured this game state in horde mode with a score of 6,950 points or whatever on round one. of the
just a shotgun.
Yeah, with the all right. So it says round 1 of the cultist base map. Arm only went to combat shotgun. Try to see if you could beat this score and share your attempt with us on our Reddit thread as a comment below this blog post. Right. So that right there, Rev. This is what cloud gaming is all about. It makes it more easy and more convenient for these publishers and developers to interact with their consumers, with their gamers, right? So something so simple as taking a game state and dropping that out there for your community as a publisher. And this is one of the things that Stadia is standing on. This is what they're building on. This was the promise of all these features and everything, right? This is what they're saying that Stadia is going to be. So Rev keeps highlighting the fact that, Stadia they have mentioned that, hey, when you come back, I think it was Jack Buser, when you come back to Stadia in like a few years, paraphrasing, right? You're not even going to recognize, like, you're not even going to think that it's the same Stadia that we're seeing right now.
Exactly.
So with that said, we know that there's a future for Stadia. We don't have to get into that. But if anybody needs to hear that one more time, there is a future for Stadia, and that future is going to be bright. Now, Stadia has to learn and execute like Rev and I are talking about. You know what I mean? We do call it out. We call out things that they can improve upon or whatever. Like getting these features out there. This should be plastered all over the internet. Yeah. Hey, you know what's unique about Google Stadia? Well, it's the feature set that we've worked hard to develop for our players and the community and blah, 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 right? Try these features now. It's real simple. When they do that stuff, but we need to see more of that. We have to have a point person, spokesman or whatever, or one that can do these things on a more frequent occasion. That's all. Now, Crowd Player Series Sam 4, there it is, y'all. We don't have time to really go through each and everything, but as you all can see right here, there's a whole plethora of stuff that they're doing with these features. Hitman 1, 2, 3, Pixels Don't Rate Us, Judgment, Serious Sam 4, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, Hello Engineer, Humankind, Doom Eternal, all that stuff right there. It's all right here for you all to see. I could drop this link in the chat like right about now, as a matter of fact, if y'all want to see the rest of it, man, because I got a feeling this is going to be one of those real days,
the thing is, I think people don't understand is that Stadia is 20 days away from being 2 years old. Just 20 days away from being 2 years old. And
now we got to talk about that. Now that you brought it up, we got to talk about it.
This is a complete and full platform that they're building, and relationships that everybody says that they need for these games or whatever are being built currently. So they weren't gonna walk into the industry with 20 years of experience, because I think Xbox is like what 11, 12 days away or so for their being in the industry 20 years with the Xbox. And I was there from day one. So, I went through the ups and downs with Xbox, and they're still struggling in their own way. But they're not going to top PlayStation, but it took them 20 years to find their place in the market, and not just be, hey, we're an alternative to Sony. We're doing, we have to be, something else, right? So it's like you gotta give people that time. I mean, GFN just upgraded to their 3080 thing. People are talking about that, but that didn't happen overnight. That happened over 5 years. Right. Stadia is in year one with just 20 days away from being year 2. So to think that they're just going to knee jerk and respond to something that took one company 5 years to do, come on, man. Y'all some people need to set realistic expectations if they're going to set any. Just you have to have some sort of patience when this thing is still new to the market, while a new console generation is, still getting its momentum going, right? Yeah. Because had COVID-19 not happened, and me and you had this conversation before, had COVID-19 not happened, the new console generation would be a lot further along after a year than it is right now. But because of chip shortages and all kind of different things that happened because of COVID, Sony and Microsoft aren't where they want to be right now. So when you're talking about Stadia, who launched, and within 2 months of them launching, COVID hit, and it changed everything for the entire industry, but especially for a platform that was just a couple months old.
Right.
Not a couple years, a couple months old. It changed everything that they had to do. It knocked a whole lot of their plans off, by months. So I feel like had COVID-19 not happened, Stadia would be a lot further along in their own internal plans, whatever those plans were, because we don't know we don't know exactly how it affected it, but we know it was an effect, because they've admitted so. So there's a lot of things that happened that, that knocked a lot of things back for them, and not just for them, but just for the industry as a whole, and a lot of other industries and stuff. People don't realize how big this impact was. And it's taking a lot of these companies time to recover, because they're still trying to stock PlayStations, and when they stock them, they're gone. They're still trying to stock Xboxes. When they do stock them, they're gone. But had this not happened to either one of those companies, they probably would have been able to pump out as many console boxes as they wanted to,
Yeah.
But they didn't, and they weren't able to. And so they're still recovering. A year later, they're still trying to get on track, as many as they sold. So it's like, you got to understand how this affected the entire industry. And not only that, it affected game releases. Marvel's Avengers was supposed to come out in May. It got pushed back to September. There's a lot of other games that got delayed for many different reasons because of this. And you can't downplay that. So we don't even know if Nvidia was going to release their 3080, version last year. We don't know that, because they're a chip maker. And what was happening? It was a chip shortage, right? So
yeah,
you got to understand how all of this stuff plays out. But, it seems like everybody gets that pass except Stadia. And I don't understand that. This is a thing that's being built, not a thing that already exists. So, I hate when I lose my words. I'm exhibiting patience when it comes to this, and just taking everything as it comes and reacting to it that way, instead of, saying, oh, well, I want everything to happen tomorrow. It's just not going to happen that way. It's just, realistically, it's not going to happen that way. I think people need to set their expectations. Mine are at zero. I'm just seeing what happens.
Right.
Anyway, moving on.
Now we're gonna move on, man. That chat, the chat is hot, y'all. Let me tell you something. We do try to foster a place of respect and all that, but as long as it doesn't go too far, man. You all are grown men and women out there. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be holding your hands, putting you in the timeout corner and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
I will, because I'm petty.
I'm not gonna, I'm not unless it gets super personal attacks and all that stuff. Man, say what you all have to say. Voice your opinion. That's what we're here for. That's how we're gonna make the conversation deeper and better and more engaging. But at the same time, if it goes too far, Rev will step in there and handle business. So here's the deal. Next, we're gonna be going into free trials. But before we do that, let me make sure that I'm all caught up again. Boom. GeForce Now. People, hey, Main's trying to get to that GeForce Now news.
We're gonna get to it.
It's coming up. It's coming up later. Don't
rush us.
Randy B is in the house. He says, like I said, I personally giving Stadia the chance to grow within that 3 to 5 year mark that they said they need it to be where they want it, because it takes time, but people forget that, right? I don't forget that. I always said by year 2, I would like to, hear something in the form of like upgrades and stuff and all that stuff, but now I have it.
Mm-hmm.
I have that same thought process, but I have my perspective has changed a little bit because of this GeForce Now thing. So that's why we want to touch on that a little bit later on. So do stick around, take a break, come back, whatever you got to do. So let's go through here real quick. Okay. Let's go down here. Sitting back, and Chariot Man is enjoying it like me. Hold on. I meant to go here. Chariot Man is enjoying it like me, man. So again, you got
the whole 60 frames per second thing. They didn't back off of it. Some developers chose to not put that because of the certification. This was already talked about. The certification process for getting 60 frames per second on there, on the game. It has to be consistent all the way through. No dips, no nothing. And we've already heard from developers that saying that if you don't cap the frames on Stadia when you're developing, it could go as high as 240 randomly. So it's like, so they've already made tools to make porting those games easier. And so this is the thing that people, again, are not paying attention to, but keep it to their own narratives. It's like we saw where the developer was saying that they cap it at 60 so it doesn't get there, but it's easier for them to get it there at 30. Now you can have your opinion about the 30 frames per second, whatever, that's fine, but the 30 frames per second, they figure like they can get it out there and get it because that'll be playable for most people, and then do the 60 upgrade later when they could get it consistent, because the certification process is a lot harder for 60 is a lot more involved for 60 frames per second than it is for 30. So that's why we see games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla get that 60 frames per second update, because Ubisoft figured they can, finally figured out how they can get it, more consistent, because that's the standard. It has to be consistent all the way through. So to make that gameplay experience better for the people that really, really care about that. And so that's not telling me that they backed off of 60 frames per second. That they still had that same standard. It's just that you got developers that figure, hey, we'll take it here, and then we could probably upgrade it later to get it to go through that 60 frame certification. So again, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead.
We're gonna save it a little bit for that section. But check this out. No, that was a good breakdown. But I think we're going to get deeper into that when we do talk tech and stuff. But check this out. I'm going to share this right here. We're going to go back to this, y'all. This is crazy. You've never seen it before. We got to go back to the blog post. Right. And then we had to focus on this right here.
Yes,
now, I can't lie. I was excited when I heard about this right here. I've already had the game on Epic for a while, Epic Game Store, so I played it. And I think on Xbox as well. So it's going to be a game that people are going to have a lot of fun with, right? I know some people were happy about this, and this is what it's not about. It's not about me, Red, Vic, Charles, Man Ether, whoever's in this chat, Cherry Man, all of us in this chat, right? It's about the entire gaming population, especially when it comes to cloud gaming, right? So we got to understand that overall picture and get outside of our mindset to realize what's really going down out here, right?
Okay, wait, now, before you get into this, highlight Victor's last post. Last comment. It's at the bottom, all the way at the bottom.
At the bottom. Boom.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, it said, why Lump Stadium and with last year? Ask them. Nobody said anything. I never said anything about next gen or anything like that. But ask them why they did that. That's a question for them. They have all kind of ways that you can reach out to them through Twitter, through emails, through all kind of different things, and ask them that question. I don't have the answer. I don't work for Ubisoft. Neither does Storm. Or ask Eddie. Eddie Player One works at Ubisoft now. Ask him. He can ask somebody at the job. Moving on.
I think what Vic is doing is putting one-to-one together and just asking these questions. You know what I mean? As a gamer, as a consumer. If I'm wrong, Vic, let me know, man. I don't know. Here's the deal. But we're gonna go back to it. We're gonna go back to it, man. Right here, Revolutionary Storm, episode 24, y'all, where you get the real conversation that other people might shy away from. Some might label it toxic or whatever, right? When all we're doing is having real consumer conversation, man. Consumer conversation.
We embrace that. We embrace that toxicity.
I don't embrace the toxicity. What I do is I want people to give a real side. This is not Kansas. This is not La La Land. This is Stadia. You know what I mean? We're talking about gaming out here. So some people are going to talk 30 FPS. Some people are waiting to talk 60. Some people are waiting to talk more games, AAA games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to talk about it all, man, because when you shy away from that stuff, it can be detrimental in the long run. All right. So right here, y'all, next up on Stadia, get your fill of action with World War Z, Aftermath, and Fire Commander. Let me click on that so you all can see more of what they're talking about here. Okay. I like seeing them eyeballs, man. You would think that nobody's interested in Stadia, and this is just on this blog right here, y'all. You would think that nobody's interested now, So here we go. World War Z, y'all. Basically, it's a game. If you don't know about it, it's a game where you go out there, and it says I have a breakdown. It says straight from the silver screen to all screens you own. World War Z Aftermath challenges Stadia players to turn the tide of a zombie apocalypse by fighting their way through hordes of undead with up to 3 friends when it launches this winter. This winter we know is coming. So when is winter, Rev? You know that time frame between what month and what month?
December 21st to March 19th.
All right, so we could be holding our horses and waiting any time between that. It doesn't mean before New Year's Eve. It means winter, all right? So we got to keep that in mind. It says, interested in containing a different kind of catastrophe. Then it says, Fire Commander. This one I had no idea about, had not heard anything about it or anything. It just came from out of nowhere for me. But it says, Fire Commander delivers a stellar top-down strategy simulation of the explosive infernos and emergency situations that fire station crews can face every day. Now, first thing I thought about was competition for Ember, but I think this is it's like a totally different type of game. Yeah, you know, it's not trying to be Ember at all.
No, Ember is like more for the kids. You know, this one is more for those people that like the simulation type games. You know,
yeah.
And I looked at it and I'm like, it looks interesting. You know, it's a top down game where you're coordinating how to put out these fires and rescue people and stuff like that. As much as that's not my type of game, you know, it seems like it's more of a PC type game. It's still a thing that's has a place on the platform for people that really like those type of simulation type games, you know. So right. I'm all for it. You know, I don't have it may not be my type, but I can't speak for every single gamer out there. So, you know what I'm saying? If there's people that really, really like stuff like that, man, enjoy it, because that's what you're getting here. So
yeah. And there we go, yo. I wish I could play these trailers, but YouTube is sometimes really picky about that stuff, you know, so I don't want to take a chance right now. I know other people do it, but it'll just be my luck, Rev, that I get a strike or something, right? So that's that, y'all. Now, do we have any more? Because it's like a never-ending month. That's what it feels like right here. Look at this. 10/29. So that was 10/27. 10/29, you got Dead by Daylight, Halloween event, Hello Engineers, so much more. Dirt 5. All right, so let's go into this one right here, Red, because we're going to cover the things that we really haven't talked about, and then we're going to move on. Man, look at all this, y'all. Heist Simulator. Yeah, we might as well say forget the notes right now. Just go into it, man. Riders Republic, we're going to give our thoughts on it right now while we're here, Red. We did have that on the docket. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, we've already talked about. Child of Light, we kind of covered already. PJ Masks, we discussed. Peppa Pig, we had to talk about that because what I'm learning is Stadia community loves some Peppa Pig, man.
Man, it's the greatest game of all time. Apparently, if you watch Sunny's stream, was that yesterday and last week, yeah. Man, they were going in for that game. I think it was all in fun, but still, you know, it was just good to see people having some fun with it.
So you see how this looks like a never-ending wave of announcements and content and features and all that. Like what?
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people don't like to give it credit. I mean, we just going through this is just like a monthly recap, a recap of the month of October, and there's so much stuff that happened, and we didn't even talk about we didn't talk about the Arkham Knight thing, you know, the deal they made as far as, you know, as AT&T running that game in the cloud on Stadia Tech. You know, we didn't talk about that. There's so much stuff.
So much, and we got job listings now that we're seeing more job listings,
ton of job listings in India and stuff like that. So there may be some expansion in India coming. We don't know. You know,
all right, man, that's crazy. But Heist Simulator, Rev, I know, is it on your radar? Let me see. Do they explain it all right here? Let's see here, man.
Yeah, it's down there. It's down there somewhere. But Heist Simulator is in early access. It's like $11.99 that you can get in. You can get in on that to play that game. You're basically creating. You're either pulling off heists, you know, robberies and stuff like that, or you're creating them for other people to try to win, you know, trying to pull the heist off. So I think that's pretty cool. You know, the graphics on it are fun and quirky. You know, there's a whole lot of stuff going on with that. You know, I don't know. It's not necessarily on my radar, but for $12, I mean, why not give it a shot, right? You know, it's not going to hit you. It's not going to hit your pockets too hard. So why not?
Yeah, it's not on my radar either. I think one day it's going to come to pro. I just had that feeling. I could be wrong though. You know what I mean? But I think I'll hold off and see if it does drop.
That may be a pro game when it fully launches out of early access. That could definitely be a thing.
Yeah. So Dead by Daylight is first up, y'all. You know, you can see that right up here. All right. So basically, I highlighted from October 21st to November 11th. Right here, you do have a chance to take part in the special Halloween event, in-game event. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's right there for y'all. Do check it out. Hit pause later on. Come back to the show. Now, what about the? Okay, so it mentions blood points.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom.
Okay, but it mentions it, yeah, right here though. So I
Yeah.
also got confused with Doom for a minute. Okay, so this is 666,666 blood points.
Yeah.
For anyone brave enough to step into the entity's realm at any point during the Midnight Grove event. Rev,
it's a one-time login thing. So you have to boot the game up in the next 10 days. And then step into that realm, you'll get those blood points. I think that's pretty awesome. Even though Dead by Daylight is not my type of game, I gave it a shot. You know, I probably just couldn't advance. I probably just didn't advance in it further enough. You know, I don't know, because it just seemed like it's the same thing. You know, you do the generators and you run from the guy, and I was like, okay, so what is the whole point of this game? You know, I thought it was going to be more narrative driven, you know, campaigns and stuff like that. It was a different game than I was used to. So, but a lot of people love that game. And so it's awesome. They have like all these different horror icons, because they also, Ghostface is in there now for like $202 and $250. You can get Ghostface from Scream in there now. There's so much stuff that they had a free play. They had a free play weekend, you know, just recently. There's a lot of stuff going on with Dead by Daylight on Stadia and just across all platforms, but particularly on Stadia, there's a lot happening with that game. So if you guys haven't jumped into that and you like the game, jump into it and check it out, because there's a lot. And plus you get all those blood points. So why not? Right.
Right. Then you got Play Hello Engineered 1.0, right? This game is officially out of early access and now it's fully launched. All right.
Yeah.
So
and that's
check
first
that out
on Stadia.
Yeah, most definitely on Stadia, y'all. You can't play it anywhere else but here. But we've heard that before with certain games on this platform, so that's not a new thing at all. All right, say hello to the latest Stadia Pro titles: Saints Row the four. I mean, I want to say the four. Saints Row 4 re-elected.
Yeah,
whatever. Right. New to Stadia Pro, y'all. You know,
it's new to Stadia. Period. It's launching tomorrow on the platform.
I tell you what is your thoughts on it, man? Are you looking forward to it?
You know what? I've never been like really into Saints Row like that, but I mean, you know, I've seen it and I did want to give it some sort of shot, you know, earlier, but I just wasn't gonna spend my money on it, like on no platform. You know, even during like my my Xbox 360 days, or when I had my Xbox One, I just wasn't gonna pay any money for that game. It just was not on my radar. But getting it for free, I'll give it a shot, you know. So I mean, that's the thing.
I think the same for me, man. I'm more than GTA, and I always looked at it as a kind of like a clone almost, if I'm saying that in a nice way. You know what I mean? Like, so it was just wild. I'll just say that. I did play like the first couple, I think, but it's not really on my radar. But hey, it's coming to Stadia Pro. And anything that comes to Stadia Pro will get at least boot up for like a few minutes to, you know, for me to check out the performance of the game or see if the game if it captures my attention, then I'll put some time into it. Right. So I will be checking it out. All right. We got 100 days.
Because the premise of it seems pretty interesting. So that's the thing. When I read about what the game is going to be about, I was like, oh, okay. It's something like I could see about trying and seeing how it works.
Yeah, and they reshifted the focus right here till you see like an arsenal of strange weapons and superpowers. Now that's the focus versus trying to be in the same bracket as GTA or whatever.
Yeah, so definitely.
The identity of the game has changed. But we have 100 Days Winemaking Simulator. It's not on my radar right now, to be honest with y'all, but I heard people having a lot of fun. I don't have a clue what it's about, but I will have a clue.
You're making wine, dude. It's like you own a wine vineyard, and from what I understand, you own a wine vineyard, and then you're making wine and you're selling it and stuff, I guess, or something like that. You know, it's one of those games where it's a simulator game, and you know, it's just like the like farming simulator, like all these other like Civilization and stuff like that. Games to me that just don't have a goal. You know, like it's not something that I'm probably, even with Pro, I'm probably never going to play the game. but there's a lot of people, like you said, that really, really like it. So I'm happy that a lot more people will be able to get the opportunity to play it. But it's just not something that I personally would play, because as you guys know, if you follow the show, I do not mess with games like this. It's simulator games and stuff. I just
I did do Farming Simulator, and I had a lot of fun learning machinery and all that stuff, man. So I do play simulators from time to time, man. But we'll see how it goes. It is going to be included with Stadia Pro. So what's the pain in trying it?
Right.
Dirt 5. I do want to talk about this one real quick because I did a stream letting all the new players. If you're going to be on this game, do keep in mind that there's an issue with the 4K when you're playing the game at 4K. All right, when Stadia set to 4K, there's this freeze. There's these hiccups. And sometimes I wouldn't say stutters because it's only a freeze or a hiccup. It freezes for like a second, sometimes a couple seconds, and it does not stop until you reboot the game. So keep that in mind. That is not going to be your Stadia. It's not going to be your connection or anything like that. It's going to be with the game. I reached out to the developers. They responded and said that they've heard that this is an issue. However, that was months ago. This game had this issue since day one last year when it released. I can't remember which month or day it was, but it's approaching a year right now. I know that much, right? And that problem still persists. So I just wanted to put it out there first because this is what we try to do from time to time so that people are not like, Dirt 5 is broken. You don't have to worry about it being broken. Just reach out to Codemasters and kindly ask them if a fix is on the way or something like that is all I could tell you.
Is there an alternative to doing that?
1080p, there's no problem. What you say?
I was just about to ask, is there an alternative to playing it so that you can have a good experience on it? You were saying something about 1080p.
Yeah, 1080p, yes. If you play at 1080p, then you're not going to notice that problem at all. Like, it's just not going to be there. But at 4K, for some reason, there's something weird going on that has not been addressed yet. So I just wanted to point that out there, as I've been doing since day one, because it disappointed me when I saw it. I'm not going to lie. It does annoy you, but it does not break the game or anything like that. It's just nagging. It's annoying.
Well, I'll see that tomorrow because that's how I play on my 4K TV.
Yeah, you're gonna see it after 30 to 45 minutes, or definitely before the hour mark. If you're playing consistently for that amount of time, you're gonna run into that problem. When you do, you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Right.
All right. It says Kimono Heroes. All right, I did check this out. A 2D side-scrolling game. Looks kind of cool. I don't do the 2D games like that. You know me. I moved on from 16-bit 2D and all that. And I'm not saying those games are bad. I just don't spend a lot of time on them. I did try Monster Boy and all that.
Monster Boy is awesome.
Cool. It is awesome. I love it. And there's other games like what's the one, Kaze or whatever?
I say K's in a Wild Mask.
Some people say Kaze, whatever.
Some people say Kaze. I don't know. I never knew the official wording, but that game is amazing.
Yeah, man, they are, and that's the thing. So I'm not knocking that type of game. It's just that, hey, I'm not trying to play it right now. Here's the deal: Child of Light is out. I did try this one, and it's definitely a treat. As y'all can see right here, it's a treat. It was a cool game to get into and play, like turn-based game or whatever. It's dope. Has a nice little storyline and all that stuff. I didn't spend too much time on it, but I did try it, and I have tried it on Epic or Steam.
Yeah, but you know what? I got into this game. I played it, and you know what? It reminds me of Grime, and it reminds me of Grime, Lost Words, Beyond the Page, Trying, and a couple other games that exist already on Stadia. I like those type of side scroller type games. I love it. I play the crap out of it. So for me, this was a welcome game for me, because as soon as I booted it up and got into it and stuff like that, it was cool. And like, the thing that's kind of annoying is that they rhyme a lot in this game, as far as like the dialogue. They rhyme so much, and I'm just like, but you know what? They make fun of the fact that they do it, which is really fun too, because they've been sitting there trying to struggle to try and find something in some dialogue strings. It's like they try to find something to
open
up
that way. It's rhyming,
It's crazy, and I like it, but I didn't pay attention to it at first because I read something about the rhyming, but I just kind of blew that off. And then I started actually paying attention really to the dialogue. I'm like, oh my God, they really are doing that. And but that's the Lost Words Beyond the Page element that I like. It's got the dialogue and stuff like that. And Epistory Typer Chronicles has that narrative driven kind of thing. And I like that they added that with some turn-based action. I love turn-based games. When you talk about Steam World Quest,
Mm-hmm.
that is stuff that type of games I grew up on, like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, stuff like that. So games like that give me like that nostalgia hit that I need sometimes when it comes to gaming. It reminds me of why I got into gaming in the first place, you know? So, like games like Pitfall, where you're side scrolling the whole thing and you got these different elements that you have to try to get past, the alligators and the holes, the swings and all this, the vines that you have to swing across and stuff like that. I mean, Russian Attack, Ghouls and Goblins, Mario. I mean, so many like side scrolling games are, that are just mindless fun. It's good to see that there's still games like that in 2021 going into 2022. So yeah, that's just that's just my opinion on Child of Light. I think it's awesome.
I hear that. Shout out to the Steam World games as well, man. They have some nice
Those games are awesome.
Games.
If you have not played them,
definitely. And they're already on. Some of them are on Stadia right now.
Bulls for Life is in the building.
Bulls for Life. All right. It says
calling all baby.
Calling all burglars and builders. Heist Simulator is now on early access. Y'all see it right here. We're gonna keep on moving because we want to wrap up before the 2-hour mark today if we can. We got some things to take care of. We want to get y'all out of here too because it's football season and everything, Halloween and all that.
Yes,
so,
sir.
All right, Peppa Pig, we've already talked about, man. Like people, they want Peppa Pig in 8K, 4K, and everything now. It's just like Peppa Pig might be the face of Stadia or something. I don't know.
Peppa Pig Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, something. You got Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot. We talked about it earlier. Dopeness. Looks so dope. Looks so good from the gameplay that I saw, y'all. Riders Republic, we'll talk about for a couple minutes, right? Riders Republic.
Yeah.
It was a game that I highlighted, and as soon as I could try the beta, like weeks ago or whatever, had a hell of a lot of fun. Then, 30 FPS announcement came out. I don't play 30 FPS games unless they're 8K experimentation and stuff like that for a few minutes, right? Now, with that being said, I played it on PC. Phenomenal game. Now, people might play it on Stadia and love it. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I'm saying the 30 FPS, mainly when you're in the hub area and all that stuff, man. I'd rather play it on PC. That's, overall, I don't think there's anything wrong with that one.
Yeah, so, game how you want.
The game is amazing. 10 out of 10 for me. Dope.
Rise Republic is awesome to me. I've played it. I'm playing it on Stadia, and I'm not having no issues with it, because I'm just enjoying the game. I don't, look, it doesn't register to me like that. To you, your whole thing is different, right? I just go into the game and just play it, right? So I'm looking at, when you're in the game, you're doing all the tricks and you're riding and you skate the snowboard. And the snowboard is my favorite part. I love that. If I could just do that all day in that game, that'd be great. The biking, the bike stuff is just I still feel like the controls are a little too loose for me. Because you move the stick one way and your whole bike is going like, whoa, wait, come back.
That's true on braking. Yeah, especially braking.
Like, come back. I need you over here. Why'd you go all the way over there? But and then the flight suit is I'm still trying to get used to the controls of that because they have the reverse axis and I don't, and I guess I want to switch the axis on it, but I kind of don't because I just want to just train myself to get used to that. But it's actually, look, all the aspects of that game is fun if you can, if they can tighten the controls up for certain aspects and everything. Because like if you do the flight thing and you move that stick down up, if you move that stick up with the reverse axis, you going straight nosedive. And it's like, wait a minute, I wasn't trying to go down that far, like, But man, that game is so much fun. But when you get to do the tricks on the snowboarding, yeah. That's where the game shines at for me. What do you think, Storm?
Yeah, I think that everything you just said, and I tried the trial on Stadia or whatever. That's how I know that that's not for me over there to play. And I'm not like when you're racing and stuff, it's playable, it's cool. But man, like I said, when you get to that hub and everything, it's like, oh. But PC, man, the game is phenomenal. But Rev, those issues do persist. Sometimes the camera gets a little bit clunky or whatever, and I don't know if there's a camera recenter button or whatever I can take it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just reading the comment from Cult of Stadia. It's the Hitman one, like what was it, 3, 4, 5, 6? I think 6, right above Bulls for Life comment. I want to answer that.
Man,
real
if you
quick.
cut me off this, hey, man, don't cut me off no more doing this show, Red.
I'm sorry.
You cut
I'm
me
sorry.
off
I'm
in
sorry.
the
It's
middle
just
of
a
my
question.
Riders Republic take, man. What are you doing here, man?
I'm sorry.
I don't care who's out there. Don't cut me off when I'm in a roll. Hey, check this out. Now we're gonna highlight it. We're gonna highlight it. But check this out, y'all. All right, Riders Republic. I gave it a 10 out of 10 because you can't find that fun anywhere. Like that, there is a game there. That's fun. I don't care how you shake it. Like I was riding this certain vehicle, Red, with rocket boosters on it and stuff. Like a sled with rocket boosters. That was it for me. Raining. It was raining outside. But that's it, man. That's all. We're gonna keep going. Madden, we don't really have to cover. New scouting feature.
Scouting
PJ,
mode.
man. Huh? Yeah, scouting mode, but we don't really have to talk about the scouting mode, man. All that.
That's
Madden 22.
Pretty interesting.
Well, if you're interested in Madden, you might already know this. If you don't, you can definitely check it out here on the community blog and get that update. But we got to move on, though. Let me stop sharing so we can highlight this comment.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. All right. Which one is it now?
It's right above Bulls for Life's first comment from
Got you. This one?
Yeah. Right. So I'm just gonna answer this question, then we can move on. So the thing is, the 7 Deadly Sins is DLC that's been released throughout the year for Stadia. Now, I've talked about it in my videos. Well, it's not just for Stadia, but it's across all Hitman. So they cover. There's a thing. It's just new add-on gameplay for that game. So they cover the Wrath, Slav, all these, and the last one was just Wrath. So you can purchase the 7 Deadly Sins DLC for like $30 right now.
Yeah.
And it includes all 7, or you can just get them individually and they're like $4.99. And so it's just DLC for the game. That's all.
All right. Gotcha. Now I want to catch up real quick. I forgot where I was. Let me try to catch up, man. Let me see. Sean L's in the building. We'll start from right here, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go down real quick, and then we're going to jump into the next hot topic, y'all. So stay tuned. All right, Vic. Oh, that we already covered that. I don't know if I skipped down to it. Let me see. 30 FPS, Far Cry, bong, bong, bong. All right, we'll get into some of that 30 FPS talk in a minute, y'all. Let's see. All right, Project Kill's in the building. What's going on, bro?
Kill.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, World War Z is having better reception than Back for Blood. Woo, that might be something to think about. I'll tell you that. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. And anything stands out, let me know, because I'm just trying to put them on the screen so I can go back and watch it later, Red.
Yeah. No, you good.
Let's see. All games should have cross-play feature, multiplayer games. You are right going forward. I hope that's the trend. I hope they're going to implement that.
We got to get the devs on board for that because, like I said, from day one, Stadia had cross-play with all, it was available for all, all versions of cross-play, whether it's just with PC or whether it's fully across the board. So it's not something that they added, lately. It's been there since day one. It's just some publishers took advantage of it, like Ubisoft did, and some didn't. And now more people are starting to do that, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. And it's for Stadia. It would definitely be beneficial. A new platform for all these platforms, man. Luna. I'm concerned about Luna when it comes to the counts and the users and stuff like that too. So crossplay could help in all these areas, man.
I think I think you're right on that, because look, in this day and age, people are gonna pick where they're gonna game at primarily. Some people are gonna choose multiple different places. Some people are gonna choose one. But if you're releasing the game multi-platform across all platforms, then why not enable crossplay so that people can enjoy the games together regardless of where they choose to play the game at? You know what I mean? So I think that's a thing that should be embraced by the industry more, from these publishers, and because the platform holders are gonna do the thing that they want to do regardless, right? But when it comes to the games, if the platform supports crossplay, enable it. That's all I say.
Yo, I tell you what, if you see your comment flash like this right here, I'm looking at it and I'm probably like, either I'm in agreement or I'm laughing or something, or I'm like, what? You know what I mean? It could be any one of those reactions. So if you see it flash, it's not me just spamming or whatever, right? So we're gonna keep on moving down, and then wait till you see the next topic, y'all. Wait till y'all see the next topic, and then again, we're gonna take like maybe 15, 20 minutes of heated conversation because I know it's gonna get real. I know it's gonna get real during that GeForce Now talk and all that. And Samsung is gonna be entering cloud gaming. We'll be talking about that as well for the remainder of the show. Riders Republic really deserves 60, and that's the point, man. It really does. It deserves it. It's not about what it doesn't have. It's about it deserves it because the game shines so bright, man. And I know it's fine like it is when it comes to 30 for some people, but it could be even better. Like Reb always says, for example, you always say, Reb, hey, wait a minute, Storm. I think you might be getting what I'm saying wrong or whatever, right? You always say you enjoy the 60. It's just not a necessity for you to enjoy the game, so to speak, right? So, but for me, 60 is it's that butter on the toast, man. I can't eat no dry ass toast without the butter. You know what I mean? I need that butter, man. It goes down smoother.
Yeah,
and it's just something about how that butter melts on that toast. You know what I'm saying?
I completely get you.
Yeah,
and that's why I tell you, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, you always say that though. You do always say that. So
I hope
you can agree with me once it pops off though, Red.
Oh yeah. So go back to Chariot.
Chariot man, which one?
He said his comment where it says I see your team is doing great good. He's talking to Bulls for Life.
Oh, is it way up somewhere?
No, Damn. it's just a few up. It's just a few up.
Okay, Knicks. Talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, just above that one.
Okay, right here. Boom.
Yeah. Right. Hey, it's not just Bulls for Life team. It's my team too. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can see me right now, I'm wearing my 1996 Chicago Bulls shooting shirt. You know that they came out with back in the day. I think it's 97 actually. Yeah, it's 97. So I'm all that. We Bulls 5-1. Knicks doing all right, but you know what? The Knicks are doing good because they got former Chicago Bulls players on it. Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, and they got Tom Thibodeau as the coach. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to credit the Bulls for that for the Knicks doing well too. I'm being a jerk.
Let me ask you something.
Don't pay me no attention.
You're gonna go out there and start you a franchise on 2K21 since they want to be 2K Sports want to be tripping and don't want to bring 2K22.
I only play my player on that.
I'm just saying, man, 2K22, y'all should be enjoying that right now. I just thought about it when y'all had.
But it's good. It's good. The NBA is better when the Bulls and the Knicks are doing well.
All right. Now I agree, man. But here's the deal.
That rivalry is just awesome.
Shout out, and you got one of my Orlando Magic players, man, and my boy, man, Vucevic. I call him Vooch.
Vooch. That's what we call him too.
All right, man. We had him first. It don't matter. All right. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, y'all. We're gonna go into this right here, though.
Let's go.
All right, because now we're out of order, and that's fine. But free trials are here. Red, what is free trial? What does that mean, man? Can you break that down without me having to put any graphics on the screen?
Yeah, just real quick. So people have been asking, for people for the ability to try the games out without creating a Stadia account and all that stuff. And so, Stadia finally was able to enable this. And the first game that they brought it into was Hello Engineering. They just recently announced that Control is gonna has this feature now too. So now you got two games, and they're going to be experimenting with this over the next couple of weeks, and they're going to be adding more games that will feature not just 30 minutes, but depending on the game, it'll be a different time slot, different timer that you'll have. But right. you can try games out for free without creating a Stadia account. And you get to play it for 30 minutes. Now, if you want to go further, you'll have to sign up for Stadia and either pay for the game or get a pro account and claim it on Stadia Pro. Both of those games are pro games. So you get a Stadia Pro. You get if you sign up for Stadia Pro, you'll get to claim those games. And 35, 36 more or something like that. It's close to 40 games that they got that you can claim across all kind of different genres, except for Valkyria 4. That game will no longer be available in Stadia Pro as of tomorrow. But there's still 36 games that you can claim, and they're adding more to that or something to that. Don't hold me to that number because I hadn't counted actually. If you want the accurate number, go to Enlead's Stadia Pro Pro game tracker. He has all the information in that. So, but you get to play the game. You get 30 minutes in both of these games to try it out. And, it's the full game. There's no restrictions or anything like that. And if you do decide to either purchase the game or claim it on Pro, all your progress that you've made in that game will carry over to the full game. So you don't have to start over or anything like that. And I think that part is the most awesome part of this whole deal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know some people say, well, I want to be able to access the Stadia store without an account. Nope, you got to have an account in order to do that. Sorry. But this way you get to try out a couple games for free without creating an account. And I think that's a pretty good thing. And not only that, people have been very receptive to that. And even The Verge gave them praise on that, with the exception of the last paragraph in their article where they didn't stick the landing, because they said something like, don't expect Stadia to put its full weight behind it because, you know, SG&E. And before we move on, we got to understand that tomorrow will mark the 9-month anniversary or whatever of SG&E closing, and they're still talking about that to this day, right? So what's the context of that I meant is that, you know, if certain bad things happen with other companies that are just going to be brushed to the side, right?
Yeah.
Or some things that could be taken as a negative, they're just going to be brushed to the side like they always are. But had those same things happen to Stadia, we'd never hear the end of it, because example, SG&E closed on February 1st, 2021, where they closed their studios in Playa Vista and Montreal, and they closed Stadia R&D, and we're still getting articles mentioning that 9 months later. So, you know, it is what it is, right? But go ahead.
All right. So let me get this chat real quick. We're talking that basketball life out here, y'all. So Vooch is that dude, man. He's that dude. Y'all need it. The Bulls needed
but
him.
He'll come around.
All right. So Chariot, big Knicks fan. Y'all know how we do it out here. And this would have been a good time, like I said, Red, to get on some 2K22 and knock it out. But here's the deal. We're gonna move on, y'all, because it's already past 12:30. So with that being said, let's go over to the next banner on the list. Boom, we're gonna go into Ghost Recon and talk real quick about this one. So as y'all might have heard, some of you might have heard that Ghost Recon, Ubisoft recently announced that there's gonna be a new is it a new game mode, new DLC, whatever?
I think
combination of both.
I didn't really read too much about this, honestly.
Yeah, man. Do I have an article? Let me check and see if I have an article somewhere down here for y'all when it comes to this, man, because I watched a video of the actual announcement or whatever, and that video was kind of dope, man. And one thing I like about it is the fact that it's like they're bringing back the camo from like Future Soldier and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's going to be in there, and there's so much more. I don't want to spoil it for anybody anyway. So check out Operation Motherland on Ghost Recon, all right? Breakpoint. Because now one thing I need them to do, and they've been doing a good job, is keep on improving the performance and everything, because that's another game, 30 FPS, man. Oh, no. I just can't. I can't do it, Rap. So I need them to go ahead and keep on doing what they do, because that's a game. Ghost Recon franchise is one of my favorite franchises, man. Wildlands is dope. It runs at 60 FPS and all that stuff is beautiful to play. But Ghost Recon is kind of clunky for me at times, man. I did have problems, and some of them are on live stream and all that stuff, man. So keep on making improvements. And I know they said they're going to be adding new gameplay improvements and all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure about performance though. I don't think they mentioned that. But that's what's coming up. Rev, you want to share your thoughts on it before we move on to this?
I don't really have any news on it, actually.
All right. Well, here we go, y'all.
Thoughts on it.
Well, we're moving and grooving then. So Doom Eternal. We
talked about this with the horror.
Oh yeah, we did. We just covered that. Yeah, so we don't have to talk about that. He's one of my favorite games. But yo, that was a laundry list. Yeah, let me show this, Rev. Let me show this. I got to show the people what I saw when I went to the site to check this out, man. You're talking about one of the biggest updates I've ever seen on any game, man. I just want to be able to show it though. Here we go. Boom. So if you go to the slayersclub.bethesda.net, you can check out the latest updates and everything else. Nintendo Switch, Chariot Man Gaming, shout out. Nintendo Switch is even going to get this game. You know what I mean? Or they already have it or something. I don't know. But let me just run down the list real quick, y'all, and show you horror mode, how many things they covered in this update. And I'm not going to stop. Okay? So the list just goes on and on and on to the break of dawn, y'all. Let me go down some more.
Shouts out to Biz Marquee.
And then you see Stadia. You'll see Stadia at times is going to pop up, and that's good to see, because unlike certain other developers and publishers, they include Stadia right away, it seems. You
And
know
they
what I mean?
don't ignore
Stadia
it.
enhanced feature, state share. They highlighted that so easy. It's so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's keep on going down, right? Battle mode 2.0 right there. Boom.
Yeah, there's so
Okay.
much stuff with that.
Yeah, man. It's so I'm not even gonna call all of it out, man. I just want y'all to see how deep this thing is, right? And then we'll move on. So every time I see Stadia, I'm gonna stop though. All right, here we go. Because they will highlight all the platforms, of course. Let's go on down. I know Stadia is listed one more time, and it's really cool to see that. Let's go on down. Man, see, y'all get the point though.
Yeah.
It's a huge update, but I do want to stop where it says Stadia because I need you Stadians to know what's going on with the update, right? So let's do this. Consoles only. Changes for PC. There's one more for Stadia that should be coming up right about now. All platforms right here. Xbox only, all platforms again, and then Stadia. Where is it, man? Look how much stuff this is, though, guys. This is how big. So if you're a Doom fan like me, known issues for Stadia only and all that, right? Issue Demon Wave HUD element may not always display accurate. That's been fixed, right? So that's that. I just wanted to show that real quick because it was crazy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, moving right along, because I know they want to get to that GeForce Now talk. Samsung is entering cloud gaming. We're not going to pull up an article or anything to highlight that. Rev, do you have any thoughts about it?
It makes sense. It makes sense. It just depends on how they implement it. You know, as far as what they're trying to do, is it going to be through their TVs, through their computers or phones or something like that? I'm just hearing about this, so I don't really have any thoughts on it. So I want to see how that's gonna play out. Especially like with Netflix and Walmart and all these other people trying to get in on cloud gaming. I want to see what they bring to the table.
Well, two things I'm thinking about, and shout out to Main Ether. We had a conversation, and he brought up something that is may not come to light, but he was thinking we were talking AMD, we're talking NVIDIA, Intel, and all that, right? And he's like, man, AMD has this partnership, and I was like, yo, stop. Like AMD has a partnership with Google. What if they one day decided, hey, we want to start our own cloud gaming service to kind of counter or do what GeForce Now, get into that, get into the world of cloud gaming ourselves, right? So more and more companies like Samsung, who we didn't foresee, we didn't see this move happening, right?
Right.
But we've been telling people, Rev, that more and more companies, especially these Fortune 500 companies, they're probably going to want to take a look at this market because they know how impactful the market is going to be. They know what those projections are right now because they're a Fortune 500 company. So they know. So that's going to be interesting. You're going to hear more and more of these announcements, man. That's why I wanted to highlight this right now. But next, here it is right here. This is what we all came for, I think. Okay, hold on. Well, some of us came for it. All right. So there's a lot of noise out there about people are celebrating the hell out of GeForce Now in the 3080 tier, the upgrade and all that stuff, man. I'm excited for it. I can't even lie to you because I'm a gamer and
you already have the 3080 anyway.
I do have a 3080 natively in my PC that I'm streaming on right now, right? But that doesn't mean anything because, see, I'm a cloud gamer too. I love cloud gaming. So we've already talked about this, Rev. We've told people before that, the cloud gaming is going to evolve gaming and all that stuff, man. People are like, how? I don't see how it's going to happen with data caps and all of this stuff, right?
Data caps are usually an issue in the US, not necessarily worldwide.
Yeah, some people were skeptical. I was one of them of GeForce Now's performance and Luna and all of these other services. Stadia was always the GOAT. It was the GOAT. It was best in class, world class, and all that stuff. But now it appears that people are very positive about GeForce Now, and they're calling it things like, man, I just have to show you. I would just have to show you one example, but they're considering it the new king, the GOAT, all kinds of stuff, man. So right now, Rev, while I pull this up, do you care about any of this?
Not at all.
I figured you wouldn't.
It does. I said this like last week. It does not move the needle for me, like not one iota. But I am happy for people that do use GeForce Now, and I'm glad that they'll have another tier that they can pay for to get, you know, better performance out of out of the games that they want to play on it. So, you know, whatever, it's all good. But for me, it's personally, this is not, you know, like a professional or any kind of opinion and anything like that. But for me personally, I have no use for GeForce Now, so it doesn't register to me like at all. But going on.
Yeah, well, I just want to bring this up right here. And this is just one example of many, right? And do tune in to the Commission podcast next Thursday on the MM2K channel, where myself, MM2K, and others will give our feverish takes on this same topic right now on the MM2K channel, not Stadia Doses News, but 8 o'clock Eastern time, Thursday. You don't want to miss that one. If you care about this performance narrative and all that stuff, like who's the king and what Stadia should focus on and what these other companies should focus on, you might want to be there, because we do intend to have Doc Dark and Snow Bunny Gaming and Tronny from Roundtable Podcast and Proper's Place. We might all be in attendance, man. So stay tuned for that one. But right now, 9 to 5 Google, that we know very well, just highlighting another article from them talking about Stadia's free trials. But I pulled up the wrong one, Red. Pulled up the wrong one, of course, right? So let me stop this real quick. Hold on. See, got excited. And it's really this one. And I don't know how. I guess I didn't click on the link. But here we go. It's this one right here. Bang.
I told you to do it that way.
I know, man. I'm gonna do it this way anyway, though. Here we go. What? Why did it come up like that? Why is it not coming up?
Do it the other way. Where it's just highlight the tab instead of the screen.
I got it. Watch this right here. Magic. More magic than Magic Johnson. Watch this. Boom. There it is right here, y'all. I just clicked on the wrong one. That's my fault. So, GeForce Now's 3080 tier seems to be the new gold standard for cloud gaming tech. So that's a new one from Nexus Ben Schoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, now whether we want to talk about this or not, whether we want to hide under a rock and act like this is not real, maybe we want to speculate and say that, hey, there's not a chance in hell that GeForce Now can come out here and upset Stadia as the king. Whatever the case is, GeForce Now is making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know who else I think is going to be making moves real soon? Google Stadia. I do have a bit of, not proof, but I do have something that backs up my claims or whatever when it comes to, but first of all, I don't have to back up my claims because we know that Stadia is already in the process of upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. Now, whether they're going to announce it, they said previously that they're going to announce it after it's done. Like after it's done, we'll notice that there's been improvements or whatever. Then they might come out and announce that, hey, they've upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should they rush is the question. We're going to be talking about that hopefully before we wrap up, y'all. But right now, this right here is what the narrative is. And I could tell you, I could find 15 to 20 of these same type of articles, and they're all praising this technology, man. Some content creators praising this technology, including our very own Sunny Cloud Gaming, Virtual Cloud. You know what I mean? Like others out there really giving kudos to this technology, Rev.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you don't lose any sleep over it.
At all.
For me, it's kind of like, damn, they went out and did it. GeForce Now really made this move, man. 3080s.
But
now, I called it.
Go ahead.
Hold on real quick. Main Ether and I had a conversation the night before this news dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have my finger on the pulse sometimes, not to
sometimes,
brag,
not all the time.
But not all the time. But when I do make my predictions, 7 out of 10 times to 8 out of 10 times, I'm right, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now that night before, I said to Maine, we were having a discussion. I said, yo, you know what the big announcement is about to be? 3080 tier from GeForce Now. They're about to drop it. And see, my concern was that they were going to get to this first, man, because see, for Stadia, and this is just me keeping it real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stadia still has the best tech in the game until more and more people get their hands on this technology or whatever. I'm going to feel that way. Now, here's the deal, though. I said that this is what's going to happen. I was hoping that Stadia would go ahead and make these moves first. I was hoping that they would do that because they had already come out with 4K 60 first before anybody else, and up to 4K 60, before anybody else, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had the narrative. The tech is awesome. The tech, see, Stadia might not be perfect, but the tech is great, man. Batman on AT&T. Oh man, state. So now, if that was their main, feather that they had in their cap, in Stadia's cap or whatever, right? How does this affect that whole narrative and that perception and all that stuff right now? To some people, it's a nothing burger, but to others like myself, I'm excited to see it, man, because it's saying that I'm gonna be using a 3080, and I know how that performs because I have one natively right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
People should be excited about this. Let's not fake about it. People should be excited if you're a GeForce Now user, or if you are a person that's trying to build a PC rev and you don't have the cash right now, or you can't find the GPUs you need. Jump out here, try this for 6 months, cancel it after that, whatever, man. So it's huge to me, Rev. It's huge. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like I said, if you're a PC gamer and you buy your games, through the PC gaming outlets and stuff like that, GeForce Now is great for you, and this is a great upgrade for them to provide to their users. I have no issue with this, and to me, this is something that they could have done a long time ago. Why? Because they're a chip maker. So them making this move, it's just par for the course because that's what they do.
Right.
They've been making chips for gaming consoles since as early as the original Xbox that I know of.
Yeah.
So for their PCs and stuff like that, I mean, they've been making those for forever, right? So the fact that they upgraded that, their cloud conduit service, whatever it is, to that level, to that tier is, that's okay. I mean, that should be expected, right?
Right.
I mean, GeForce Now has been in the game for what, 5 years or so now, from what I understand. I'm not sure exactly.
It's been some years in beta and all that.
So, because I know they just came out of beta like last year, right? So, okay, they made a move. Good for them. There's something that they could do anyway because that's what they do.
Right.
They're not something out of their norm. You know what I mean? Like for Stadia, they don't make chips. So for something like this, they'd have to buy that and do all that and implement it in their data centers and stuff like that. But see, this is the thing for me. Why does every move that other companies make somehow get turned into a referendum on Stadia? But when Stadia makes a move, they don't ever mention anybody else. They don't ever say, oh, well, these guys got to step up and do something because Stadia did this. I don't understand why that is. Like, again, GeForce Now has a market that has nothing to do with Stadia. They're going for a completely different type of gamer because there's the only people that can play games on there because they don't have any games specifically for that platform that use any kind of specific features or anything like that. But those are PC gamers. That has nothing to do with what Stadia is doing. Stadia is trying to get some PC gamers, mostly console gamers, and operating that way within the cloud space. Because the only thing that they have similar is that they operate in the cloud. Everything else is completely different. As far as like the demographics and the market that they're trying to carve out.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how everybody just wants to sit there and just use GeForce Now to put Stadia down and tell them what they need to do. Look, Stadia is working on their platform. They're building their platform. So you can't measure what they're doing on what somebody else is doing. Everybody does their own thing. And for GeForce Now to upgrade, for that, for their users is a great and wonderful thing for their users. It ain't got nothing to do with what Stadia does at all. Because we know this because when Stadia makes their move and they, upgrade this, they upgrade that, they never say, well, since they've done this now, hey, what's up with GeForce Now? What's up with xCloud? What's up with all these? Why aren't they doing the same thing that Stadia is doing? Nobody, you never see that in any kind of articles or any kind of posts or any kind of tweets or any kind of anything. They never say that. But when somebody else makes a move, like if Phil Spencer farts in the bathroom, oh man, Stadia needs to do something because look what Phil Spencer did. He farted and it was loud. So it's like I don't understand this. I don't understand this narrative that people try to force, because now all of a sudden they can't. GeForce now made a move now, so Stadia has to rush their plans. Nope, they don't, because GeForce Now didn't rush their plans when Stadia came out. We don't know how long that they've had this plan to upgrade to that level. It didn't just happen overnight. This was months in the working, programming, coding, all kind of different things. They had to do this over a long period of time. It didn't just happen, okay, now yesterday and boom, it's done, So that I just don't like the narrative being spun around it. The move is great, but the narrative needs to go.
I feel that. Now, I will say this right here. Let me pull this back on the screen, because, see, here's my thing, man. This is something that all these companies have to understand, right? Because we are the consumers. And whether you like Project Storm or whether you like Stadia Revolution or not, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But we are the consumers, though. We are the ones that's going to be spending this money. So my thing is, and I had a fear that, this would happen, because, see, Stadia is going to be fine. GeForce Now, they're going to make moves. They're going to be fine. Luna is backed by Amazon. They should be fine, right? At the end of the day. But we were talking about the present right now. Rev, I too have stopped. Man, I used to buy every game that dropped. Remember that? Every game I used to play, stream for people first and all that stuff. But then when those games come out and they don't meet the performance target that I like, and millions of other, I want to point this out because some people believe that it's some kind of nonfiction story or something, right? Or fiction, I mean. But millions of people out there care about performance. I mean, just look at the ones who buy these next-gen consoles. Look at the ones who buy these video cards and stuff, right? These CPUs, the latest and greatest. Millions of them do that, right? So that's the dilemma right now, Rev. So it's kind of like,
but that's
does Stadia need to do something? Does Stadia need to do something?
Nope.
Yeah, they don't need to do a damn thing but be Google Stadia. But at the end of the day, consumers will speak with their wallet, man. Now, GeForce Now still has something to prove. I'm not going to get out there and say, yo, it is the GOAT. But I tell you what, in November, the first week of November, if I happen to get this email, some people like Main Ether and others have gotten that email already, right? They're going to be able to jump in. As soon as I'm able to jump in, y'all know I'm going to live stream it. I'm going to give you my honest take on it and all that stuff. If it performs better than Stadia, you're going to know. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, if there's issues, you're going to know. But at the end of the day, this created excitement in the cloud gaming space. Some people are asking, why is Stadia even necessary? Even though we know why it's necessary, Red. Some people are asking this question, man. So it's not something to sweep under the rug, in my opinion, and act like it's not a threat, like it doesn't matter. I think it does matter. And I think it's going to hopefully.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, not you. I'm talking about other people out there, right? But listen, hopefully this will spur some kind of a moment where Stadia can say, you know what? Let's go ahead and release the hounds. We were going to wait until 2022, 2023, but now maybe we can go ahead and expedite that a little bit quicker for our gamers.
Comment is kind of cool. Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. He said, I said it before and I'll say it again. People rip on Stadia for locking performance behind Pro. Then GeForce Now dropped a new tier. Yeah, but see, the thing is, the difference there is that people are getting access to something that far surpasses what Stadia can provide, or anything can, even gaming people, a lot of gaming PCs.
But you know what? This is the thing, though,
man. That's the thing. So people are willing to pay for performance. So if I'm any of these companies, I'm trying to create that tier for the performance lovers, for the love for the enthusiasts, man. Those enthusiasts will pay you $25 a month. Obviously, they'll give you $25 at least. Bump that technology up, create that tier.
They're not going to just do that overnight, Storm.
I know they can't do it overnight, but man, that's why we're having this discussion right now.
But look, this the thing. Go put this comment.
Put it back up.
Yeah, because it's like, because I had a point in my head. GeForce Now locked playtime behind their founders tier, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if you listen to a lot of the things that's going on with GeForce Now, majority of their users are playing free to play games on the free tier. That's the majority of the users. So it's like, but if Stadia is locked, their performance behind Pro, I mean, well, you got to pay for something, right? So now the thing is, though, GeForce Now went and did the same move, like, which is what Charles is saying. GeForce Now went and did the same move, but somehow that's perfectly fine. Not because it's the 3080 and you get 600 frames per second and all the stuff that they promised in that whatever. That is what it is, right? It's the fact that GeForce Now did it. And people get to run with a narrative. They get to use GeForce Now as a way to crap on Stadia. That just makes me think that people that do that and not just enjoy GeForce Now for its own merits and what it does for them as far as a gamer, but use it as a prop to rip on Stadia. I don't even think those people actually really like playing on GeForce Now. I'm gonna say that because because all they're doing is showing that Stadia is the king of this cloud stuff. Because if you can't even praise GeForce Now, xCloud, or Luna, or anything else without slapping back at Stadia, but you can praise Stadia without slapping back at GFN or anything like that, that's telling you who's running this thing. And that's just me expressing my own personal opinion. I don't really care one way or the other. But the thing is, if you like playing on GeForce Now, that's fun. Do it, right? Enjoy it, but enjoy it on its own merits, not because of the not Stadia factor. Enjoy it because it does something for you as a gamer, right? And if you can sit there and talk about GeForce Now for an hour without even mentioning Stadia, then you win in my book, because I could talk about Stadia for 3 hours without ever mentioning GeForce Now, xCloud, Luna, or any other service, and I've done it. So like I said, that lets you know that even these publications know Stadia is still the top of the food chain when it comes to the cloud, because they can't keep Stadia out of their mouth when it comes to praising these other platforms. I would like to read an article if it's talking about GeForce Now, xCloud, or anything like that they upgraded or whatever. I would like to read that without any type of bashing on Stadia. I just want to see how they enjoy it and what it means to them on its own merits. Because you remember when the Xbox Series, when xCloud upgraded to the Series X blades or whatever,
yes, sir.
What was the narrative? Oh, this is gonna kill Stadia. Everything is just Stadia. They Stadia. There's no need to play Stadia no more. Like, why are you talking about Stadia? Why?
Yeah,
what's the point of talking about Stadia? How about you talk about Xbox Cloud gaming on its own merits and what it can do for you? Why not talk about Game Pass on its own merits and what it does for you if you enjoy it? Why do you have to keeping Stadia living rent-free in your head? When it comes to these other cloud platforms, I know we want to compare and stuff like that. That's great. That's always good for good banner. But how come you can't just do it because you enjoy that platform, no matter what it is, without slapping back at Stadia? I don't know. Like, what's the deal with that, Storm?
Yeah, well, people, you already had naysayers and haters and stuff that's definitely going to do that, Rev. And they were doing that at a time when they shouldn't have been doing it. But now, so every moment they get to celebrate, they're going to do that. They're going to do it even more so then. But, it's interesting because it speaks to me as a performance person. So I can't downplay it when I'm telling y'all 30 FPS games, man, it's just not for me in 2021 and stuff like that, right? So, of course, I'm going to get excited about this, just like I will get excited when Stadia finally upgrades. Now, here's an interesting take, because now GeForce Now showed their cards. Maybe they were worried about something coming from Google. Maybe that could be the case. It happens in business. You know what I'm saying? It's not far-fetched. Right. So maybe that was the case, because all of them knew what Stadia did. Again, up to 4K 60. You know what I mean? The streaming tech and all that stuff was impressive since before Stadia even launched. All right. That was the narrative, and it still remains the narrative overall today. Because remember, this 3080 tier has not released yet in North America. And it will be releasing in Europe in December, right? So until that happens, yes, it's okay to sit back and take it with a grain of salt.
It's coming next month, so that's good,
Yeah, it's coming next week. For real. It's coming next week to the US. But listen, at the end of the day, it's competition. And I remember some people used to say, yo, it's not a competition. These companies don't make reactionary moves and all that stuff. And I used to be like, whoa. This is a cutthroat game. It's a cutthroat business. Now, I do think these companies work together as well, because you ever wonder why, y'all, chat real quick and we'll wrap up after this, because I know Rev got to go. But you ever wonder why these companies always have their products in the same ballpark? The 6900 XT is on the same level as the 3090, but the 3090 is better at ray tracing. But now AMD has ray tracing as well. And then FSR and DLSS, Main Ether, and now we're talking about that. Shout out to Main for always having these conversations, right? But you ever think about that? Like, these companies have to be having conversations with each other. If not, one would just blow the other one out of the park. So anyway, I just wanted to leave it right there for now, y'all. But if you want to hear more of this right here, but much crazier, tune in this Thursday at 8 Eastern time for the Commission podcast on MM2K, on the MM2K YouTube channel. We're going to get more in depth with this. And my brother's saying he has a lot to say. So it should be a fiery one, but an informative one. But Rev, do you have anything else while I highlight the rest of this chat, man, so we can get up out of here? Rev, did we lose Rev? I think we lost Rev. So that will be a good time to wrap up, y'all. Let me see. GeForce Now does need to become more convenient. All right. Yeah, there's issues with GeForce Now. There's issues with all of them. There's issues with every single gaming company as a whole, not just cloud gaming, but there's issues with all of them that they're trying to work on. Rev, are you there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and shut it down because I know you got things to do, man.
But I want to say something to that last point you just made.
Okay, go ahead.
But the thing is, when it comes to the thing with Stadia, and that's why I said this is why I'm still the king of this cloud stuff, is because everybody wants to act like Luna, GeForce Now, xCloud, all this stuff, all of them are perfect, and Stadia is the only one with the problem. It needs to do this. It needs to do that.
That's wrong. And that's wrong.
It needs to do that. And that's what you see coming out. But you never see those same people saying, hey, well, xCloud needs to do this. I think that they need to blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, Luna needs to do this. Luna is the darling. Like, it is like completely untouchable, for some strange reason, because beta, and I was told that straight out. I was told that. And I'm like, wow. Like, how is it that, even though people are still playing, it's great. How's the Amazon had, dropped New World and 70% of the people are not even playing it anymore. And it made its debut. It's accessible through GeForce Now, but it's not accessible through Luna. Had that been a Stadia thing, that it would be talked about. Stadia would be getting murdered over that. But since it's Amazon, and all of that, it's nothing. So that's the thing that I always have a problem with. And that's the thing I always just be like, it just burns me, because it's like, if you guys are going to be critical of Stadia, be critical of everything, since you want to praise everything else and use it and use those as props to just knock on Stadia, because like, I don't bash on GFN, because I don't use it. So I don't have any experience with it. I don't sit there and just take a crap on it just for the heck of it. I don't take a crap on Game Pass or xCloud for the heck of it. I don't even take a crap on Luna like that, because none of them are on my radar like that. You know what I'm saying? I play on Stadia and that's it. But I don't sit there and say, oh, well, you shouldn't play on xCloud because Stadia is so much better. No, if that's where you want to play there and enjoy it. If you want a game on PC, game on PC. If you want a game on consoles, game on consoles. If you want a game on GFN, game on GFN. Do it. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? But if you're gonna be critical of one and ignore the negatives of the other in favor, because you just want to just highlight all the negatives of Stadia, then that's fanboyism to me. I'm sorry. When people say I'm a fanboy and all this stuff and make all these different claims at me, you don't see me going into GFN threads and stuff and just crapping on GFN. You don't see me going into other threads of other platforms and crapping on them. You have never seen me do that, ever. Now, will I highlight the difference in how those things are covered? Yes, but I ain't got no opinion of those other ones, because I don't use them. I don't use them to form an opinion. So, like, if you're gonna put a narrative out there, at least be fair across the board. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I heard that, man. Rev has had enough, man. He got it in today. I can't lie. I gotta say it, man. But I tell you what, we do appreciate. We appreciate every one of you that came by to check us out today, man. We do have these kind of conversations, especially when it comes to my channel. Now, Rev, everything we don't hold back. when we're over there. But when we come over here, we're definitely gonna have the conversations and stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit of performance.
Y'all don't even hear the conversations we.
You know what I'm saying? Before the show, I told y'all before the show, that's like pay-per-view type stuff right there. I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna charge y'all or anything, but what I'm saying is it could be on pay-per-view, that kind of stuff right there, man. So, but I want to give everybody a shout out real quick before we get up out of here. Stadia Pro Gaming, Vic, Mike, Elk New, Monkey Boy, Bulls for Life. We had I always want to say Captain Morgan because that was my drink, Captain and Coke, man. Calvin Morgan was in the building with us, man. Charles Oren. Let me see who else up in here. Let's see, man. We had so many people.
That right?
Yeah, Charles Oren. Yeah, it's Oren.
Okay.
So Maine Ether was in the house, y'all. Project Kill was up in here. I know that much. Chariot Man Gaming. We appreciate each and every one of you. We had.
Did you get Ray?
Jay Smith? Yeah, Ray Sherrod. Jay Smith. Yeah, Ray was going to be at the top too. Code of Stadia. Shout out to him. Shout out to them. We have who else? Randy B. Jinx, Alberto Madonna. Always checking out the brothers' content, man. I appreciate y'all. Sean L was up in the place. And we also had it doesn't even go up that far, but I appreciate everybody that stopped by, man. Until the next
Kessel
episode.
Kessel Runner
and all of them. Yeah, man. Yeah. So until episode
Mike
25.
Rolfe.
Yeah, I got Mike. But until episode 25, y'all, 3 things I need y'all to do.
Hold on. Before you do that, I do have to, just remind people, I will be appearing on the Retro Rewind show in in 2 hours at 2 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you guys are there. Be me, Ray, Stadia Pro Gaming, and the rest of the crew there. I don't know how long the show lasts or anything, but make sure you guys are there, so we can talk some retro gaming and stuff like that. This is something that's been months in the planning, and it just so happened to be, just gonna be the hardest working streamer guy in the business today. So happy Halloween, everybody. Make sure you guys are safe. Make sure the kiddos are safe. Get a lot of candy. Don't eat all of it. And you guys have a great day. And if you want to find me on Twitter at sfounder2019, if you haven't blocked me yet, you have the opportunity to do so now. I just dropped my handle. And so that's it for me. To be sure to check out the retro gaming rewind. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that. Sorry. Go Storm.
All right. Now check it out. I do want y'all to understand, man. Game how you want to game. Do what you want to do. It's your money that you're spending. You can't let anybody tell you how to play and what to say. You know what I mean? So with that being said, 3 things I need y'all to do as always. First of all, you can find us at pntsnetwork.com. That's the first thing. Second of all, do like and subscribe to myself, Rev, and any other content creator out here that y'all recognize, okay? And the third thing is keep it safe, keep it positive, keep it gaming. Have a good day, y'all. Happy Halloween. Go out there and get some tricks and some treats or both. Peace.
Yes, sir.